Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 Economic Recession and Survival Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, Hump Day, November 20th, 2019. I want to say to all those who are traveling for the holidays and preparing for Thanksgiving, may your travels with you, between you and your extended family, and everyone be blessed and have a great time. Now let's get into the news of the day, folks. Today, the Dow Jones is down over 100 points on reports that a Phase 1 trade deal may not be completed this year. Now, if you've been following my channel, we've been saying this for the last 2 months, that a trade deal, Phase 1 or Phase 2 or whatever, will not be completed this year. And now CNBC is reporting this as breaking news today, Wednesday, November 20th. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones being down more than 100 points, this is the first down day in 4 weeks for the Dow Jones, okay? It has been riding a wave of Fed rate cuts, injections, money injections. Remember the repo market, the Fed Reserve banks were injecting $80 billion a day. Everything is propping up this artificial bull run that we have going on here. And by the way, we've been in an expansionary period for the last 11 years. That in itself is a record. And you know, like I say all the time, what goes up must come down. That's just a law of physics. It's a law of the business cycle. The business cycle only has 4 phases, and it only lasts for so long. Okay. And so the patient in the U.S. economy is sick. It's on life support. It's in the ICU right now. And going into this fourth quarter, we're going to experience more volatility. Like I said, this December, buckle up your seatbelts because the Dow is going to be on its way dropping, especially since today we've got word that Federal Chairman Reserve Jerome Powell said that he doesn't believe he has to lower interest rates anymore this year. So if they keep rates changed on that December the 10th and 11th meeting, the next meeting, and they leave rates unchanged, you can expect the Dow Jones to lose more than 300 points, okay, during the month of December because of that. Because remember now, we don't have a Phase 1 trade deal with China. That is not going to be completed this year, okay? And the president has yet to speak about that, but that's pretty much what's going on, okay? And we also, since we have no trade deal, we have no optimism, and we also have a slowing retail economy, which I talked about in the last video yesterday. I told you about the slowing retail economy with Home Depot, Nordstrom, Macy's, and you name it, okay? So earnings from the holiday season and Christmas sales are going to be down. Less people are shopping, more people are saving or spending time with their family or preparing for what they know, or they should be preparing for what they know what's coming, is a recession. Yay, even a depression, okay, starting in summer of 2020 and really get going January 2021. We're really going to be in some deep water here. So, folks, this is not some make-believe, but as you can see, things are coming to pass. Dow Jones average is down over 114 points, the NASDAQ down 0.5%. And so all this optimism that the media has played with us and told us about how, if only we had a trade deal, if only we had more rate cut, none of that is going to be coming to pass next month, okay? So you're starting to see this cycle end, okay? The Federal Reserve and others can no longer lie to us and inject this money supply with fake optimism and fake money and all that stuff, okay? So get prepared while you can. Like I said, this December is going to be a extreme downturn, okay? Now, the only bright spot was that building housing permits were up, and also Target was up today. I guess more people are getting consumer goods from Target than Walmart because of the situation, with Walmart and the China trade deal. Some people would rather shop at Target. I don't know. But the bottom line is that everybody's going to be affected by this next downturn, okay? And it's going to start in the retail market, and it's going to bleed over into the housing market next. It's going to be a downturn in prices, and then it's going to eventually bleed over into the credit market, and that's going to be the market where things are really going to get rocky. Tightening of credit by the banks, tightening of credit of personal and commercial credit, okay? And that we anticipate that happening next year, probably around springtime. So we're looking at between April and June. Things are going to be tightening. and it might even be through the election period. Okay, whatever happens in the 2020 election, and then we're going to go into the recession, because to find recession you need 2 negative quarters of GDP. So we'll be at 0% GDP growth coming up this next year in 2020, and that's why I say 2021 is we're going to see the full effects of this recession depression as all the bubbles begin to collapse beginning in 2021. Okay. So get prepared now. I'm so glad that we have more time to prepare, but things are on the downswing now, okay? Once the media tells you that all of this stuff is, all the air is let out the bubble, it's too late to do anything about it, okay? What I mean is that you can see this, that I told you, I'm predicting right now in December, the Feds are going to leave the rates unchanged, okay? December 10th, the 11th meeting, that's going to cause the Dow to drop more than 300, 400 points easily, okay? And plus, because we don't have a China trade deal, a phase 1 deal, it's not going to be completed this year. That's going to carry on to after the New Year's, okay, after New Year's 2020. So with the Dow Jones being deflated, and with expectations with investors are not going to be investing because they know that things are tight worldwide, okay. And also with the worldwide unrest that we're having in Hong Kong, in South America, Bolivia, in Turkey, in Syria, in so many other countries, that's also going to bleed over and affect the United States. Okay, so look for GDP growth to continue to decline. It was at 1.9%, I believe, for the third quarter. Look for fourth quarter GDP growth to be under 1.5% and continuing to decline into first quarter 2020 down to 1.0%. It's just going to slow to a halt. Okay, so get prepared. Get food, water, medicine, antibiotics, Band-Aid supplies, ammo. Get that stuff now, because when things happen, you're not going to be able to access these things, okay? Generators, I wouldn't worry so much about that, because in America we may just have periodic blackouts and stuff like that, but we may not have a permanent power outage, grid out scenario. I don't see that happening, as a lot of people, pundits and survivalists have said. But it would rather be periodic blackouts, where you may have days where you have 2-3 hours without power and then it comes back on, okay, like they did for the California wildfires. Your area may not be on fire, but they may shut down your area as a precaution. They can do the same on the East Coast, in the Midwest, in the West, in the deserts, wherever. So get prepared, okay? And we'll talk very, very soon. I just wanted to bring that update to you, and I'm going to bring some other updates to you related to more house solutions, what we can do to prepare ourselves and our family and to protect what God has given us so far in this country, okay? So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a blessed holiday, and I'll continue to talk to you afterwards, later on this weekend. Have a great day. Bye-bye.